Good morning. It is about 20 after 9 on the 5th of March, 2019. E for MarketWizards.com and E-mini Wizard trying to remind traders that this is a business. And like any business, there are risks involved. So please make sure you understand. Nature of this game is a trade with capital you can afford to lose, just as if you were investing in any other business. Okay, we're looking at currently the monthly, right? And we can see stem to stern, the gulfing candle that Zeke talked about made the higher high. And then I said we have to stay aware of that 14 because once we're back under it, we are probing backwards, attempting to find support. Now, when this starts, nobody, not me, not you, not anybody knows we're going to go all the way down here. And if you do know that, then please tell me where I sign up for your work because nobody can predict that type of a move, especially since we have not had anything like that in a long time. So this is a washout type of trade, overdone, and as such today leaves us vulnerable to thinking about another big day like that. I don't want to do that. I want to think inside day. And I want to think about morning after trend day, but with the idea we could probably play whack-a-mole, meaning the high's not in yet. So probably going to have a couple of trades that are going to be very, very challenging because all of a sudden it's going to be moving and going to jump in just like yesterday, and then it's going to abort sooner rather than later. So I want to protect myself today from thinking big. I want to think about what we've been preaching all along. Get your VIG and then get out of the way. This is an ATM machine. That's the way I want to look at this, where I can come in. I don't care how many points I leave on the table. What's important is what can I take out of the market with minimal risk? And can I do that 2 or 3 times a day, grab my 4 or 5 points, because once you learn how to do that, then the scaling up is the correct answer. Just keep doing what you're doing with more contracts as long as your account size can handle it. So we had said yesterday, if you reviewed the videos, 8 to 9 we're going to use as resistance, and then that thing just kept on falling. So that's still our resistance. And ahead of that, I've suggested the 98 to 02. So our first real tests, I believe, are this 85 support, 85 to 82 support. And obviously above us on any new high, can that 02 hold? If not, we're going to come back and visit the 05. I had suggested that was a possibility. We could even get up and test 05 overnight. Not yet, but that's just as valid as the 85. Why? Because I'm just taking that 95 zone that we know is important and just go plus or minus 10 points. You know, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. You're just trying to understand. We know 85 is a big deal for the boys. They love trying to support that. So in my mind, the whole key today is, can the shorts penetrate and break down 95 to 85 and get any more, because that's morning after trend day? And can the longs defend 85 to 95 and then try to push it up here and get it back and test into that 05 area, 02, 05? So that's the way I want to think, and I want to be neutral in my thinking today. I don't want to think just because yesterday was a slammer, we're going to get the same thing. I'm a trader put out there key reversal to anybody. You know what? I thought that the last few years here and there, and most times it never came to pass. You know, things that we used to, really trust. And now it seems the bots get them done fast in one day. And because it's the beginning of the month, the psychology is, bring it down, get everybody leaning the wrong way. And then it's still the beginning of month bias that they could, be buying the deep support. This is a 40 back trade back here to that, 63 that's held. So that 64 support really served us well yesterday. And I suggest that today, if we break the 67, different story. And we can test 64 and lower. But for now, I want to think that the low is in, and we're playing inside day, and this is a bounce, a contra against yesterday's range. And I think whack-a-mole has just as much merit today as does the morning after trend day. This may morph into something where the better short is from a higher high. And we may miss trades, but because we got news at 9:45, my suggestion is don't do a whole lot of anything the first 15 minutes if you're conservative. Take a look at where we are going to be at the open. If we're above the rain line, then we know this blue line is going to be important. Wrecking ball trade, you've got to get below it. So far, we've held just below it and bounced, and we're up here. So this is the range that we're trading. So this is still very neutral idea that we're in right now. Angels and demons. There's our angel, 87.5, 98, 97.75, the demon. And currently, boys are trying to hold on to this very light volume, but we've not sold off anybody that wanted another repeat. Been disappointed overnight. Last night I said 85, 82 support. Short's got to break that. Never happened. Tells us something already. Look how oversold we were, and now we're bouncing. And all this was fast, so we can re-auction anything up here above this. Most logical idea is to think hit and run and be very conservative. A lot of traders got beat yesterday, and you want to be somewhat conservative. Don't be the one who's always out there trying to guess every little wiggle. Impossible. Don't worry about chips that you leave on the table. Worry about what you can put in your pocket. All right, this is what I'm looking at for the OTF predictive chart. Support held, deep support. We still have, deep support underneath it at that 64 range. And we can see where this overnight 85 to 82 area is going to be very important. 83, very important. So for those of you who want an aggressive trade, my suggestion is back at the ends, selling the pop and buying the drop, the dip, probably better odds than trading right here in the middle. All right, dip market is going to be opening up in a couple minutes. So this is going to show us our swing, and you can see where there's 83.25 is the middle of this swing. And that's why I've suggested 82 to 85 as our support zone for now. And at the open today, a reminder, you want to use the market to try to take capital out of it. So you want the safer trades that you can find, and you want to play hit and run here or there, and just grab your couple and then look for another couple and do it a few times. So for now, all we know is obviously the high is resistance still broken, throw a couple points on top of it, and the same with the low. So it's range trading for now at the open. And anybody's playing for the gap, using 91.5 for the gap. And I think a lot of traders will be looking for a plunge. I'm not looking for a plunge. I said yesterday, if I was wrong, I'd say so. I said I was wrong. We got a plunge, and I'm going to say it again today. I'm not looking for a plunge. I have no problem with a morning after trend day, but to see a plunge, I'm not expecting that. And if we get it, then so be it, because you can always jump into trades. And then you must have the discipline if you jump in too low to take your stop. 91.5 is the gap fill. And the sucker play today is to come down a little bit, pick up a few passengers, and then trap and squeeze back. So be careful about that today. And this represents, this box right here represents the lows to the highs in a swing. So I want to be well aware of this core area today. Gap traders, stops down, get paid. And it helps to have a little bit larger time frame that you can see. And these swings, if you learn to do this with your spreadsheet or your charts, it will help you, I think, better analyze the market. At least it does for me. And then I've marked down our key area here, last week's high at 14, and I've identified that breakdown here. And right in between is that 12.5 huge pivot. Think small. I think it's going to be a little bit choppy first thing, and I do believe that we've got news at 9:45, so that's why I don't think we're going to go too far in the first 15 minutes. And I said, I'm using a 15-minute chart. This is what I'm looking at. That's our base chart. And you can see how we were overdone, and then we snap back to our rain line. Think small. And there's going to be trades that you'll miss. There are going to be trades where it runs without you, and so what? Angels and demons. Anybody that's got to the 91.5, that is our gap fill. Very tight range, and my expectation is to stay inside this range ahead of news. And then if you're conservative, you're going to obviously be sidelined for news. Bottom of the pipe, 90.5. All right, not bad for the first swing. Anybody that took 99 to 02 resistance, great trade.